making bread today, the very easy way. We have this jar in the fridge, and this is our starter jar, and the starter looks like this, like it's like a runny, very runny yogurt. So you take it out of the fridge where it's dormant, and then I just put it in this pan, and I add rye flour because I like my bread dark, otherwise I eat a whole loaf in one whole day. So I just add rye flour and some water. I don't even measure anything. I just make it that it's the same liquidy as this, and I just make like maybe this much in the bottom of the pan. And then I put it in a warm place. So this one I put in the hotbed actually of the polytunnel because it's a very warm place. And then the next day there's bubbles in it. And I take a little bit out again for next time. So this is going back in the fridge. That's how it was this morning. And then I just start adding lukewarm water and more rye flour until I get this very sticky dough, because that's what happens if you use only rye flour. White flour becomes nice and dry and you can knead it with your hands. But this, and I just do it with a spoon, or you can also do it with a knife. So I don't measure anything. I just add rye flour and water until it becomes this sticky goo. And then I just put it in tins, and I fill the tins halfway because they're gonna hopefully rise again if the starter has woken up properly. So I fill all the tins and I put them on the windowsill, or I put them outside somewhere in the sun or in the polytunnel, and then I put them in the oven. And when I put them in the oven, then I put them on high for 5 minutes so a crust forms, and I make sure that there's a tray of water on the bottom so they stay a bit more moist. And they go in for like 40 minutes on like, what was it again, 120 degrees I think, or more, something like that. And then I have bread. So it's super easy. You wake up the starter with some flour and water, leave it overnight until it bubbles, and then you just add until it looks like this. You put it in tins and you bake it. Oh yeah, and the rising in between is about, until it rises. So sometimes that's 2 hours if you have a very hot spot, and sometimes I leave it for like 10 hours and then it has risen twice as much, and then I put it in the oven. So depends a little bit how warm you place it. Hi Ben.
Hello.